welcome back to my channel. This is Becky. I'm going to start off with telling you a little bit more about Archangel Gabriel, who is the orange ray. The physical associations with this particular angel is parts of the body such as the lower back, lower intestines, the abdomen, and the kidneys. He governs the adrenal function and aids in digestion. He ameliorates bronchitis and asthma, and useful during menopause. He balances hormones and aids fertility. It's very motivating, balances body energy levels, increases vitality, works more gently than the red by building up energy step by step. He unlocks deadlocked processes and eases constipation. The emotional and mental associations with this archangel is that he ameliorates grief, eases bereavement and loss, enhances creativity, optimism, and a view of life that is positive. He helps ease fears and phobias and releases the fear of experiencing pleasure. Some spiritual associations with Archangel Gabriel are stimulates joyfulness, which is spiritually uplifting. And I find that very interesting because, like I said, I'm on a spiritual scavenger hunt, and this morning I was running late after an exercise class and was supposed to go to the chiropractor, and I missed that appointment. So I happened to pass by, we have these little donation boxes around town, and people put books in them. Some people put food in them. This one happened to be one for books. So I was like, okay, well, let me stop and see what books, because I love to read. And this one fits perfectly with that message. It was Napoleon Hill's Keys to Positive Thinking, 10 Steps to Health, Wealth, and Success. So you just never know where you're going to find little rewards from the universe that's letting me know that I am on the right path. And that I just need to keep moving forward, because health is the new wealth, and as you spiritually evolve, well, what's in gets reflected out, so continue to grow and develop. And in the last message, I was talking about chipmunks appearing frequently for me lately. In fact, in the last video, when I went back and reviewed it, the little chipmunk had run behind me. I don't know if anybody saw that. So I looked up the meaning, and it said the spiritual meaning of a chipmunk centers on balance, preparation, and joyful curiosity. As a spirit animal, it reminds you to proactively save your energy and resources for the future while maintaining a lighthearted, playful approach to life's daily moments. So key words for the chipmunk were resourcefulness and foresight, playfulness and joy, as well as balance. So if a chipmunk crosses your path or appears in your life, it is a sign that you should evaluate your current preparation while also ensuring that you take time to play, explore, and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Which is why I came to the beach again, because I was like, well, might as well enjoy the sunshine while we got it. You know, we are on like this serious heat index, so you got to be careful, but found this nice semi-shady spot, and the breeze is beautiful, which is why I didn't bother to set up my card stand, because my altar, because I knew that the cards wouldn't stay, so I'm not going to waste my time with it. Alright, let's go ahead and see which Ascended Master wants to give us a message today from the Keepers of the Light Oracle. There's a lot of people out here today, so I'm sure I'm going to get background noise, so I apologize. I usually try to stay away from the crowds. I'm not really a people person, but you know, it is a nice day and everybody's out, so it's to be expected. All right. Today we're hearing from Paul the Venetian, Experiencing Grace. It says, share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. There's a card. I know I'm doing a much better job of showing grace. I mean, I often give grace inside my head and in my heart, but expressing it sometimes, I just, it's like I try to offer grace, but, sometimes my RBF, I guess, doesn't express it. Be like, yeah, I've forgiven you, but whatever. So, trying to be more mindful of my facial expressions and body language and demeanor. I'm sure that's something that we're all trying to do, is learn how to be more mindful of the messages that our nonverbal communication sends off to other people, because it doesn't always match up with our verbal communication. So let's take a look at the message from our Work Your Light Oracle deck. And I noticed that it becomes easier to read people's intentions, because you can look to see, do their words and their actions and their thoughts all line up. So you can tell if a person is genuine or sincere, or if they're just, trying to get one over on you. Here we go. It says, unbound. You're releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. And I do think that's why the universe had brought me back to this town unexpectedly. For me to be able to release a lot before good can come in. And with the full moon that we just had, the strawberry full moon, that was a moon for releasing. So it makes sense for us to get that message. About becoming unbound from those soul contracts. Sometimes we hold on to people longer than we're supposed to, because we think, oh, this is our person, or these are our people, these are our tribe, this is the job, this is the town, and you're really only supposed to be there, to learn some lessons. Sometimes it's hard to let go because they don't want to let go of you, and so then you have to, it comes across, so you have to get a little mean, but it's not really being mean, it's looking out for your own best interest. That when they're not looking out for your best interest, then you have to do things that protect yourself and move you forward where you're supposed to be, and not stay stuck. And if they take that and have hurt feelings or feel some sort of way, that's really their responsibility to process those emotions and see why they feel the way they do, when all you're doing is trying to honor your destiny. And they're honoring theirs, but sometimes it's different paths. All right, let's get a message from the Crystal Alchemy Oracle. Let's see what Crystal has a message for us. This one is Charite. This one is for the crown chakra, and it helps us with having emotional harmony, positive mindsets, and an energetic shift. And if you look, you can see the little chrysalis where the butterfly, the cocoon where it's coming out of. You can see her working her magic, putting that light on it. And sometimes that's what I feel like. I'm like the butterfly that's trying to get its wings fully functioning in the world. And nobody can assist you with that. In fact, scientists have proven that if you try to help the butterfly get out of I just said it. Out of the cocoon, thank you, Lord. You actually damage the wings, and then the butterfly can't fly. So this whole birthing this business, people couldn't come in to help me, and I had to do it on my own, because people are like, well, why didn't you get help? Why didn't you, why didn't you read the instruction manual? Well, I did read the instruction manual, but it was very confusing. So then I said, chuck it in the F it bucket, and we're just gonna fly with our intuition and figure this out. But people really couldn't help me with most of the building up to this point, because it would be like trying to cut the butterflies out of the cocoon, and that would have damaged my wings. So, alright, let's get a card from the Chakra Energy deck. And I have these videos already on the YouTube channel, so all you have to do is look at the videos that are already there for the particular chakra card that I'm about to pull. So let's see. I'm not going to look because I can see the colors, and that would be cheating. I want the universe to give us a card to help us know which chakra we should be at. So we already got the crown chakra. Now let's see what we got here. This one tells us do a little work on our third eye chakra. And this one is card 47. And this looks very familiar. I think this is the same one that I pulled in a previous video. Interesting. It says, I trust my intuition and delight in the moments of synchronicity. Well, there's a synchronicity for you. I mean, this is so funny. You saw me shuffle, right? So obviously my third eye chakra wants me to trust the messages that I'm getting, because the messages are saying I'm supposed to be moving. And I'm sitting here going, okay, Lord, like, then tell me the plan on how that's going to happen. And the universe is like, nope, one step at a time. It'll reveal itself when it's meant to, young lady. All right, so you can find more about that card on the YouTube channel. And also, I'm about to pull from my Chakra Wisdom Oracle Guidebook a card, and then you'll also be able to find a video already listed on the menu, where I've gone more depth into the stories of the chakra journey healing for the card that I'm about to pull as well. Let's see which chakra needs a little more attention. Thank you, Spirit, for these wonderful messages to guide us on our healing path and help us to find our way. This one is impartiality. Impartiality. Let me see in the book, because I'm trying to remember what color gray represents. I'm wanting to say it's the crown chakra, but let's see. It is your 7th chakra, which is, like I said, this is all stuff I've just recently been studying, so thank you. Yes, confirmation, it is the crown chakra. So, see, I'm still trying to have faith that what messages I'm getting are in fact messages, because I live in a world that is very religious, very dogma. And so when I try to give messages to people, they don't want to listen, they don't believe me, they're wanting to do their own thing, and I'm like, okay, God, I delivered a message, do I have to do any more with this? And he's like, nope, that's all you needed to do, and then I get to take over. And I'm like, well, rock on, Lord, good luck. Some people, unfortunately, the only way that they make change is through painful lessons, and I don't like to see people have to have painful lessons, but you know what, I had to go through many painful lessons, you know, so it is part of the human experience and spiritual evolution. You don't get to advance spiritually and develop your gifts and receive the full blessings of the divine if you don't go through the pain and the suffering, and you get the joy afterwards. So it's kind of like birthing a baby. That's how this business is spelled. I've been like in labor for 3 years. Oh, and Lord, please take these pains away. And he said, you're overreacting. Like, stop being so dramatic. Okay. That might have been my ancestors telling me that. The Lord probably wouldn't have said that, but it's probably one of my grandpas being like, girl, we went through worse in the war. All right, messages from the Spirits of Nature Oracle. So let's see what Mother Nature has to say today. You know, the last couple of times we've gotten about the sun, and so I've taken those messages seriously and been out in the sun. And like I said, we've had heat indexes that have been in the dangerous levels, and yet I've been able to find places of shelter during the day that have kept me out of the danger. And at night I had a friend who lent me a fan, so even though I'm living the van life, I was able to ride through it, no problem. So God always provides. So, but we always need a little help from our friends. I like that song. I don't remember who sings that one. Is that maybe the Beatles? All right, this one, nature is telling me crystal quartz for focus. let me read a little bit more about crystal quartz. And what's funny is that this one should come out because when I went to the drum circle the other night, the store owner of Pieces of Jade, she was so sweet and actually gave each of us a piece of quartz that was charged. So very interesting that that card would come out. So let me see here which one. What was that number? Sorry. Sometimes my brain is buffering or glitchy. Card number 8, which is page 36. Alright, so crystal quartz is a well-known member of a larger family of quartz, the second most abundant mineral found on the planet. Though there are many different kinds of quartz, the crystal quartz is one of the most powerful and has been highly valued by many cultures for many purposes over thousands of years. At its purest, it's hard, colorless, and transparent. Many energetic properties are attributed to crystal quartz, including its ability to amplify energy and to serve as a channel for balancing, healing, and revitalizing your whole being, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It can also enhance the immune system, which psychic abilities, and also aids in concentration. Ooh, I definitely need that one. When you work with your crystal quartz, it's important to be clear about your intention, because whatever you focus on will be greatly amplified since it absorbs, stores, and then releases the energy multiplied tenfold. I know for me, when we were doing our release ceremony at the drum circle, I was wanting to call in prosperity and teamwork and community. So it's very interesting. So hopefully that gets multiplied tenfold and that all comes rushing in. The message for crystal quartz says, you're feeling fragmented due to being overwhelmed with responsibilities and worries about the future. And as a result, your tension and stress level is very high. Often when you wake each morning, you feel anxious about what the day will bring. When your attention and energy are scattered like they've been lately, everything on the to-do list seems like a top priority. As a result, it's been difficult getting things accomplished to your satisfaction. Hone this scattered energy by getting clear and focusing on your priorities. Before going to sleep, make a habit of listing your tasks for the next day. Organize the list so your top priorities are clearly identified and note any actions to take. Then start every day by meditating, focusing on your breath. Either place a crystal quartz before you or visualize one there. State your intention for the day out loud, trusting that the crystal quartz will amplify that intention, regain your balance, and sharpen your focus. You might pull an oracle card, whether from this deck or another, and then continue these practices each day until you achieve a sense of peace and clarity. And just, I know not everybody believes the same things, and I'm not trying to push anything on anybody, but I always also start the day off reading my Bible, which gives me a sense of peace and groundedness and clarity, and there's usually a message in there as well that kind of helps me kind of set an intention for the day. I have had in the past a hard time balancing work and home life, so it's like I'm a workaholic, or I'm exercising and cleaning and taking care of the family, and so it's like trying to find a balance between the two can be a little difficult at times. And so that's one of the things that I'm trying to kind of get my inner pendulum to not swing so far one way or the other, and because both are important. I need my body to be well, but I also need my finances to be well. So trying to keep both as top priorities can sometimes be a conflict within itself, because my body will shut down and be like, yeah, good luck trying to work when you're in pain. And then my pocketbook will start to hurt and be like, yeah, good luck trying to pay for those chiropractic visits, which luckily I have an amazing doctor, but you know, just, or dental or whatever, like good luck trying to buy the things that you need in this world without the finances. So it's like, dang it, how do we balance this stuff out? All right, next I'm going to get a message from the Mystical Shaman Pocket Oracle. Let's see what the Mystic Realm has to tell us for today. Thank you so much for being here, taking time out of your day to be able to get some enlightenment and some upliftment and some direction as you navigate also balancing out life and work and health and wealth and all the things. All right, so the Mystic Realm wants us to remember about our magic. Do you believe in magic of a young girl's heart? All right, number 33. Says, this symbol represents the infinite intelligence of Great Spirit that makes up the fundamental fabric of the universe. We experience the evidence of this magic through synchronicity, or meaningful coincidence. The invitation? Well, when magic appears, you're invited to see the world through the eyes of wonder and awe, taking on the innocence of a child who knows that all things are possible. Infinite potential exists in the great mind, and you are being invited to call it in and recognize the dance in synchronistic events, signs, and symbols, as well as omens given to you through the oracle of the ordinary world. This is a sign that Spirit is reminding you that you co-create your world in a sacred partnership. Your part is to dream, to intend, and to watch for the signs that show you what next action to take. Right now, it appears that you are on the right track to make your dreams come true. Great Spirit is listening and acting on your behalf, so pay attention. Magic gives birth to miracles. Medicine? Have you forgotten that you live in a world that is infused with magic? Perhaps you become cynical and think you have to create your life all by yourself with no help from others. It's time to remember your relationship to Source, for you are a part of the story of the world, a living spark of spirit living on Earth for a short time as an emissary of light. If you look back over your life, you will find many instances in which your actions alone were not the cause of out-of-the-blue coincidences that led you to the new relationship, job, or other important moments on your journey. So, how do you stay in this awareness? The answer is simple. If you can be as a little child and cultivate that wondrous curiosity, you will see the magic again and be amazed. Remember, magic is real and in everything. I had actually two previous students that I've run into at the place where I exercise that had graduated that I had to help, kind of coach through some difficulties in the school system because it's really not designed for neurodivergent individuals, and especially if we're spiritually gifted. It's like a nightmare. So anyway, I ran into both of these gentlemen who are doing great. I'm just so proud of them. And one was saying how he's gone to college. I mean, the teachers really didn't think he'd even graduate high school. And when I was working with him, he had said he wanted to be an ambulance driver. And so I was gearing him towards that type of service to the world. And people were like, oh, I wouldn't want him to come and rescue me. Just all the negativity. And I'd be like, are you kidding me? God uses everybody. Like, we all serve a purpose in some way to the divine. And so it was very interesting was he told me that he actually got to be a paramedic for a little while, that his cousin's a paramedic, and he got to ride on some rides with him and help some people. And that he's actually getting a degree, and then he's planning on going into the police academy, and he's done a ride along with a police officer and had actually already experienced being shot. So I was just like, you just never know what somebody's destiny is, so don't poo-poo on it. Like, we get enough negativity in the world. Let's uplift each other and help each other, achieve our dreams. Alright, let's do a message from the Human Spirit Oracle and see what Spirit wants to tell us. We're learning to reconnect with the Great Divine, and sometimes it can be a little hazy when we're so busy with the day-to-day living. So let's see. We have head over heels. And there's the card. And it is card 29. So let's see what that card tells us. Head over heels says, love, amour, jetame, this thing that makes our hearts speed up or pulse quicken, gives us endless butterflies in our stomach. If you are in love, remember these moments when you were head over heels. Do not take your partner for granted when what you have now may have become comfortable. Shake things up, do something exciting, find the passion between you, and fall head over heels once more. If you have just fallen in love, fuel that excitement. Keep that head over heels feeling. Keep that new relationship always new and exciting. Never go to bed angry, and relish in the fact that someone loves you for exactly who you are. I know plenty of couples that I work with when I do my consulting that, a lot of the complaints are day-to-day life complaints, and they lost their spark, they lost the love and feeling. So sometimes I get to help them reclaim that, and other times they have to, really work at it. And it all depends on how much energy and effort you put. All right, let's get a couple messages from your answer. I'm sorry, what? Yes.
Which platform are you on?
Mine is called Keep Swimming 7. It's on YouTube.
Oh, on YouTube, okay.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I take a video?
No, that's totally fine.
All right.
Okay. So I'm going to get 3 messages from my ancestors and the spirit guides. Let's see what they have for us. So the first one we have is the 3 of clubs, which represents wands. It says happiness, successful marriage, love, a long-term venture will be successful, a favorable long-term proposition, partnership that leads to joy and fulfillment, a positive omen, and a second chance. So that's a really great message to hear.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. All right, the next one. All right, the next one I see is the 9 of Swords. And this one is the 9 of Spades. And so it says depression, nightmares, mental anguish, plagued by guilt, stress, deep despair, fear and worry. Confront your anxiety, unfounded worries, and self-doubt. Overwhelmed with sleepless nights. That's what's ending for me, is this overwhelmed and sleepless nights and wondering how's this going to work out, and it's not working, and what do I need to do differently, and I'm trying everything under the book, and so that's over. We're done. Spirit's confirmed that we're going to have some partnerships come in. It's going to be fine. It's all going to work out, and I'm stressing for nothing. Getting myself all worked up with these thoughts that just are like, I don't know what I'm doing. Yes, you do. Does anybody else ever have Fight Club in their own head? Or is it just me? It could just be me. I don't think it's just me, but you never know. All right, last message from my ancestors. It says, this is the 8 of Diamonds, which are pentacles. It says skill mastery, diligent effort, dedication, tangible results, material gain, commitment to a task, taking ownership of your work and resources, new income, honing a craft, and deep focus on learning. So yes, I'm trying to hone these crafts. I used to want to be when I was younger, I wanted to be because I love like CSI and Criminal Minds and those type of things. And I wanted to be one of those psychic mediums that would like go on the crime scenes and help them like figure out what happened. But you got to be really, really sure of yourself. Like you have to be. So that's that's one of the things that I've been working on. So when people are like, she doesn't talk to anybody, I'm like, no, I'm trying to work on clearing my channel and purifying my vessel and exercising and making money, and I don't have time for people and drama. Unless it leads to money, then let me in on that story and then I'll help you figure it out. And all right, let's go ahead and close up with a message from Archangel Raphael. As I do, I like finding solutions to problems, and I am definitely an outside-of-the-box thinker, which is why I thought, you know, setting up my own consulting business would be the best way for me to, you know, make money, enjoy life more, get to spend time with family and friends, travel, you know, get to really experience life. And so thank you for all of those that have supported me in the past, who support me now, and who will be supporting me in the future. All right, here is our message. It says, meditation. Dear Archangel Raphael, please meditate with me and guide my mind and body to focus upon peace, health, and wellness. And what a beautiful message to end this episode. Still learning how to like package myself and sell myself to the world, and you just, I'm sorry, you guys get the unedited version, you get the raw deal. All right, well, I hope that you found this very valuable, entertaining, enlightening, and I hope you have a blessed day.